Hello. I have two questions. One is, for several years, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my life.
For all of it?
For, I guess, the next, I guess the next step, the next phase, I want to experience enjoying my life on a regular basis, or knowing what my passion is, or what my calling
The reason that we're
is.
playing with you a little bit is because we don't want you to figure out what you will do with the rest of your life or even the next phase of it, but we do think it's worthwhile to figure out how you would like to feel in it. And when you figure out how you would like to feel in it, then the universe will offer you endless options that would feel that way, and then you get that fun selection process of choosing the ones that fit other intentions that you've established. We want to stay here just for a little bit because your question was very telling, and a lot of people speak this in the same way. You're saying, I want to get it all figured out so that I don't make any wrong turns. And we say, there are no wrong turns, and some of those turns that feel like wrong turns just help you to define more clearly who you really are and what you really want. So it really is enough to say, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I know I'm going to really like it. In other words, that, if you were saying that and really meaning that, it would be enough. Unless you're trying to satisfy someone else's curiosity that would like something more defined. Those guidance counselors, they want a clear roadmap laid out, but they don't understand the law of attraction in most cases.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times I feel like I see either friends or people around me that seem to know what, they're enjoying what they're doing, and they either have a career or they have a job or an activity or something, that the passion that they're following. And then I see that, and then I get frustrated with myself for not experiencing that in myself now.
Have you ever purchased anything?
Yeah.
Have you ever purchased what you would call a major purchase? Furniture or...
Yeah.
Was there any satisfaction at all in trying to figure out what you wanted to purchase by collecting data?
Yeah.
And did you ever feel an urgency that, never mind, I'm not going to look at anything, I'm just going to go buy it now? Or was there satisfaction in looking around?
Both.
So this is the same sort of, we want you to see yourself as a collector of data, but we want you to understand that the collection of data is part of the process and not a frivolous and not a preliminary part of the process. It's an inherent part of the process. So it's on the path too. In other words, the biggest part of what all of you will be doing is collecting data from where you stand. And in doing so, formulate your next clear idea of where you'd like to go. And that's why you've collected enough data to know you like to feel free, that you'd like to be of value, that you like to have fun, that you like to uplift, that you like to make a difference, that you like to feel satisfied, that you like to have plenty of time, that you like to have plenty of freedom. In other words, you've collected enough data to know. So what we want you to do is to stop feeling uncomfortable about continuing the process of collecting data. It's like many people, they collect data and then they say, now I have to do this. And then they get there and then they collect data and they say, now I have to do this. What we're suggesting is collect data here for here, and collect data here for here, and collect data here for here, and collect data here for here, so that there's always this continuum, so that life is unfolding for you in this very comfortable way. There's no lag in between, you see. What do you think makes you feel like you should be able to articulate more clearly what you want to do? Is someone specifically asking you? Is it for your own satisfaction or to satisfy the question that others ask?
I think a little bit both. Part of me wants to is frustrated by just not having kind of figured it out by now. Like if there's a timeline of some sort, that I need to, at this point, I should know what I want to do, or be
But you
moving
do,
down
but
towards
you,
that path.
we want you to stop saying you don't know, because you do know so much more than you don't know. You do know you want it to feel good, and you do know you want it to be fun, and you do know you want it to feel productive, and you do know you want it to continue to draw a feeling of expansion through you, and you do know you like that feeling of figuring things out, and you do know you like to interact with nice people, and you do know that you want to be on the leading edge of thought, and you do know that you want it to be enormously lucrative, and you do know that you want to live in the best of places and have the best of times. In other words, you do know.
Yeah, that's it.
So you got to stop saying you don't know, because you do know. In other words, because what's happened is you've been telling the universe, thought by thought, experience by experience, I like this, don't care about that, I like this, didn't like that, I like this, don't like. And so the universe has this very clear picture, and we're not kidding you, has lined up in very powerful fashion all kinds of things that you want. But every time you say, I don't know if I'm on my path, it's like your signal goes off. It's like the black box that's in the airplane that is on the ocean floor. It's always giving out a signal so that it can draw to it the awareness. And it's that same sort of thing. You're always giving off a signal. And the more you are feeling good about where you are, then the stronger your signal, and the more the universal forces are coming into play to give you the next and the next and the next. We want so much to say to you in a way that you will hear it. And we know you've heard us say this before, but we're going to direct it specifically at you in a way you will hear it. You will never, ever stand in a place where you will say, there now, I figured it out. You will never stand in a place where you will say, well, I wanted it and I achieved it, and now there is nothing more for me to reach for, because you are a powerful reacher, you see. And we want to soothe that feeling of incompletion in you by saying you are eternally incomplete, but always perfect where you are. And so beat that drum of feeling satisfaction. And we can feel within you. It's very strong within you. It is within a lot of people, but we can feel it. And as we're addressing you, we want you to be aware that it is here. You care too much about what other people think about where you are. It's hard for you to separate your idea of who you are from their idea of who you are. And so, as there are people out there, they'll make you nuts. They've all got a different idea of who you are and where you ought to be. They'll just make you crazy. You've just got to say, it's okay with me that you love me, and it's okay with me that you care about what I'm doing, but it's got to be okay with you, and it's okay with me if it's not okay with you, that I don't care whether it's okay with you what I'm doing. I want to wake up, and I want to feel satisfied with who I am, and excited about who I am and what will unfold today. Everything is right now. All of your power is right now. And most people are so longing or reaching into the future that they're squandering now, and now is where all of the life is, right now. All of it's right now. So if you're doing something compelling, good for you. If you're doing something satisfying, good for you. If you're doing something pleasurable, good for you. If it looks good, tastes good, feels good, smells good, good for you. In other words, this is being in the now and allowing yourself the full reception of all of the good that the universe is yielding to you. And as you just continue to say that, so you say, what's my path? My path is feeling good now. Well, what am I going to do with my path? I'm going to expand my ability to feel good. Well, what directions will that take me? Endless directions, lots of different directions, and all of them will feel good as I follow them. And feelings of dissatisfaction, which are sort of ebbing from you a little bit now, will all subside.
Sounds good.
The universe knows your brilliance, knows your preferences, knows your tendencies, knows your talents. There is no such thing as a weakness, but there is a focusing upon an aspect that thwarts your progress towards something you want. In other words, that's the only thing that weakness is. So the universe knows everything about you, everything. Our friend sort of began this conversation as she was reaching for an understanding of how source energy is able to line up for you everything that will be satisfying for you. And many of you, and we can feel it a little bit with you here, there is this feeling of, yes, but if I just be my worthy self and the universe lines everything up, then who gets credit for my achievement? And we say, the credit is all yours because the vibration is all yours. But you've got to stop caring about the credit before the vibration gets in the place that allows it. So we can't say no one cares, because we all care. It's just that we know who you are and we know what you want and we've already seen you achieve it, and so we're not worried about you. And when you stop worrying, then you'll be there. And you say, well, where will I be? And we'll say, on a path that feels good to you. And you say, yes, but where is that? And we say, not so different from where you are now. It'll just feel better. Good time for a segment of lunch.
Thank you.
We are.